Have you decided yet?
I can't remember if you go long or short, so I'm doing both.
Two at once?
Yeah, it's not cheating, it's tactical.
I just brought my favourite stick from home. Here we go.
Okay, you ready?
You ready? Yeah, very. 1, 2, 3, go.
More, 6-year-old me was... Come on.
Yes,
Yes,
it
that's
was me!
mine!
It was me! 6-year-old me!
Mine!
Boom! What do you mean that was? Yeah, but mine's in
This
front.
thing is there,
Oh.
it's mine.
Well,
It gets competitive here quite a lot because this is the world-famous Pooh Sticks Bridge here in the Ashdown
yes,
Forest.
otherwise known as the 100 Aker Wood, home to Winnie the Pooh, and we are here for a very special anniversary.
It was definitely mine.
Oh, it was definitely me. Did you not see the brown stick go first?
Writer A.A. Milne was so inspired by his walks with his son Christopher Robin in the Ashdown Forest that it became the fictional setting for his much-loved characters.
And it's 100 years ago since he penned his very first poem about a little bear.
So the adventures of Winnie the Pooh and his friends began, with illustrator E.H. Shepard using A.A. Milne's home and natural surroundings to inspire his drawings. And today, Ashdown Forest welcomes over 1 million visitors every year.
And this is one of the regular stops for Winnie the Pooh fans. It's Pooh Corner.
I've come to meet Neil Reid, an expert in all things Winnie the Pooh, and the owner of this special spot.
Welcome to Pooh Corner.
Neil's transformed Pooh Corner into the only museum in the UK dedicated to the history of Winnie the Pooh. A Poohseum, as Neil calls it, with artefacts and items that he's collected from all over the world.
Where did Pooh come from? Where did the ideas of the stories evolve?
I think it was Milne moving to the countryside is really where it started to take shape, with his son having a teddy bear just like this one that he got for his first birthday. And this is actually a exact version of the bear that Christopher Robin would have had.
How old is this one?
Over 100 years old now.
Isn't he lovely? Yeah. So his little arms move. He's actually quite big, isn't he, to be honest with you?
The passion the boy had with the teddy bear led to Milne wanting to create these stories.
Part of Pooh Corner is also a tea room, so we're having a brew.
Here's a lovely, lovely book from the 60s, but the original poem was written in 1924, and you can see it here.
In the poem written 100 years ago, we meet Christopher Robin's beloved bear for the first time ever. A bear, however hard he tries, grows tubby without exercise. Our teddy bear is short and fat, which is not to be wondered at. But do you think it worries him to know that he's far from slim? No. Just the other way about. He's proud of being short and stout.
So was the bear always called Pooh then?
No, he was originally called Edward, and Christopher Robin went to London Zoo, and in there was a black bear cub that was called Winnipeg, because that's where the bear had come from. And Winnipeg got shortened to Winnie.
I see.
And from there, he then took home his bear and called it Winnie.
And what's your connection to the forest here?
I'm just passionate about it, something I've fallen in love with. The forest is now high on our agenda to make sure we protect it and make sure that the visitors that come for Winnie the Pooh get the most out of it and enjoy it. And the forest benefits from us being here to help educate.
And I'm guessing then that you have a bit of a guided tour, like a route past all the places that people really want to experience.
Of course we do. That's what we do.
Yes. So we're going to drink up when you take
Drink
us
up,
on
we'll go
little
for a
tour?
walk. How's that?
That'd be brilliant.
Our walk is starting 5 minutes from Pooh Corner, following in the footsteps of A.A. Milne and his son.
This is the track that Christopher and his father would have walked down, and this would have led them towards the forest.
We're on Pooh Sticks Bridge, the wooden bridge that was made famous in the book The House at Pooh Corner.
The original bridge was put here in about 1907, and it was known as Posingford Bridge. And that bridge was really just used for cattle and livestock, and it was really just designed to move stuff from the forest back onto the farms.
The width of the bridge then is key, isn't it, with Pooh Sticks? Because obviously you want
need
your
to
stick
run.
to overtake the other. Was that something that they would have played as a family, do you know? Or?
I think it really started with probably AA and Christopher walking up to the forest, and they probably would have stopped here and they would have found a way to just use the moment. It originally started off with an idea of pine cones and then eventually moved on to the sticks.
From Pooh Bridge, we've headed south into the forest.
Welcome to Gill's Lap on the Ashdown Forest. In Milne's book, he wrote it as Galleon's Leap.
You get a sense, don't you? When you think of Shepard's illustrations, you know, you can feel it.
Yeah, you can, and you get a real sense that he captured it spot on in the way that the trees formed and the way that they shape. Here we are, Matt. This is one of my favourite places on the forest. This is Gill's Lap Clump.
Right.
And this is a very, very famous place for where Christopher Robin went round and tried to count the trees and could never work out if there was 63 or 64. The other thing about it is Pooh and Piglet walking round trying to catch a woozle, and actually they were walking round this circular piece and then saw their own footprints.
Much of the forest inspired A.A. Milne and his creative thoughts. This lone pine tree was the inspiration for another famous storyline.
So here we are at the lovely spot that we call the Heffalump Trap. Now,
oh my word.
Here we go. I've made it down and I'm now in the trap. And the story is that Pooh and Piglet dug this hole in order to catch a heffalump. If you look at books, especially children's ones, there's not many locations that still exist.
Folk must love to take this wander.
They do, yeah. And for some, it's a pilgrimage.
These key points in the forest are really easy to find, and the ground's quite even underfoot, so it's a good place to get some fresh air and walk in Pooh and Christopher Robin's footsteps.
So here is a really special spot, Matt. This is actually the enchanted place. And the story here is that at the end of The House at Pooh Corner, so the last book in the series, Milne realised he had to finish it and not only move on for himself, but he had to move on for his son. And it was here that Christopher Robin explained to Winnie the Pooh that he was off to boarding school and leaving Winnie the Pooh at home. So this is the point where the story stopped. There is now today a plaque dedicated to Milne and Shepard and their work on the forest. And in 1979, this was actually opened up by Christopher Robin Milne himself. So he played very much a part in the forest and the Ashdown Forest life to make sure that the legacy wasn't lost.
And the sentiment actually of the plaque there, and so captured the magic of Ashdown Forest and gave it to the world.
Absolutely.
Well, what a poignant place for us to finish.
It's special. It really is.
Yeah.